All right, guys. We dug up some replays. And I actually just started casting this game, realized I wasn't recording. We've just started casting again. We dug up some awesome replays. This is the KFC 3 finals between Shopify Rebellion's BYUN in the bottom left, Hero in the top left. And it is going to be a interesting series. I've had this on my list. Someone recommended this to me like a month ago when this was played. They were like, hey, Pig, you got to check this series out. I can't even remember why. And somehow it just got ignored on my list of replays to cast. And I've gone, oh my gosh, I never cast this. I'm about to go fly off to the World Championship. And I was like, I got to see what happens in this series. Even though it's a little bit older now, I really want to check it out. We've got the barracks forward, which is no longer popular. But it was popular because the Reapers could jump across. The reason it's not popular anymore is Protoss have started building their second pylon to block the jump-in ledge, which means the Reaper needs to go all the way to the right side and come in from there. And what's really cool about this setup, as we just saw my first time casting this replay before restarting the first 3 minutes, is that Hero has gone for a wall-off. So the only Reaper entrance is here, which is nowhere near as good. So even though he's built a forward barracks, and this is one of the fastest Reaper Rush maps, Hero's whole build has kind of disincentivized this from really dealing damage. He's going Stalker and Warp Gate first, so it does look like a Twilight Council opening for him. And the probe is going to start harassing as the barracks floats back to the high ground and builds a reactor to complete the wall off. Reaper's going to go in. Let's see if he can get some damage. Good probe micro so far, but he could rotate around. That orange hit point probe needs to run. Good micro for Hero. See the way he's guarding those orange hit point probes behind the Stalker? And now it looks like the Reaper's trapped in here. He's going to try and just run for it. He does have a grenade available. He dodges the grenade just barely himself, but he's going to take another hit. Is the Adept out? Adept is still about 3 seconds, maybe 4 seconds from finishing. So the Reaper does escape. Nice little run in there. Gets a full scout. He doesn't actually see what the tech is, though, as that was not placed yet. And we get to see Stargate. So it's going to be probably Phoenix Colossus. Oracle is way out of favor because even though Cyclones don't shut down Oracles anymore, they're so ubiquitous, the Cyclone, that it blocks the Oracle from doing damage. And it's also good at going and doing a forward push, which the Oracle doesn't really help against. So I remember initially we were like, maybe the Cyclone change is good for Oracles, because it used to be if a Cyclone locked onto an Oracle, that Oracle was basically always dead. Unless you had like a pillar or some grass you could hide behind, some sort of sight blocker, the Oracle was almost always going to die. That no longer is the case. And we thought, yeah, Oracles will be good again. And then we're like, wait, the Oracle just has no function other than scouting anymore. Like, it just can't harass against Terran ever since the Cyclone got changed. And that's probably my biggest problem with the modern Cyclone, because I really miss Oracle openings in this matchup. I think they're a lot of fun, and we just see them so very rarely. All right, so guys, unfortunately for BYUN, he's picked a build order. He said, yeah, he went Stalker, Warp Gate was upgrading. This looks like probably a Twilight build. And he's going for a triple Widow Mine drop, which is a massive commitment. He even accidentally leaves a Widow Mine, and then he's delaying it. So the problem is the Phoenix are banking up at home right now for Hero. This is where I was up to before I restarted the cast. So I'm like, oh, I'm getting excited. Now I don't know what's going to happen anymore. The Phoenix are coming out. There's 2 of them out. Third one building. The problem is, this is the dream for Hero. If you hide your Phoenix, you're hoping the Terran comes to drop you. You shut it down, crush it, and you're miles ahead. Let's see if these Widow Mines can find anything. Stalkers, Adepts, Phoenix. He knows there's no way we're getting home. We might as well go for broke, see if we can get something. Oh, he picks up his own probe. Hero with the famous Hero blunder. Oh, no. He picked up his own probe instead of the second mine. Oh, no. He loses 7 workers. The fumble. Oh, my gosh. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. That is not what I thought Hero was about to shut that down and lose like 1 probe and kill the other 2 Widow Mines before they even fired. But the medevac even seems to be somewhat escaping. The Phoenix are looking around this base, see if they could do damage. There is a Banshee that just snuck out, but he never made cloak, and it does manage to hide from this as the 4 Phoenix come in. The Adepts and Stalkers are here. This is still a problem right now for BYUN. He does not have a lot of defense. Phoenix are going to ruin that Banshee. He can then pick up the Marines as well. Yeah, he can just fight this. If he picks up 2 or 3 of the Marines with the Phoenix, look at that. Oh, look at that. The Stalker's going to get out of there just barely as well. And look at that. Oh, this is a huge problem because now, what do you got? 2 Cyclones building out of the reactor factory. Not really the units you want to be building this deep in the game. SCV is going to kill the Stalker. SCV's revenge. And here we go. Did he just kill another unit popping out? I think he killed an SCV. Cyclones are out. Phoenix need to run. Unless he can just kill the Raven before he even gets... Okay, he did get the auto turret down. A Phoenix dies, but this is a lovely trade for Hero, who has a 3rd base building. He's got a Robo, a Forge, and he builds an Oracle. Now, you might be wondering, what's the Oracle for? The Oracle is to catch cloaked Banshees. He built that specifically because he saw there was a Banshee. He thought, oh, there might be a Cloaked Banshee about to fly in, and Oracle is just the fastest, most mobile detection you can build off Stargate. So not a bad play here, but of course the Oracle is just going to have to get used as a harassment unit, which it immediately comes in and kills a few damaged SCVs. You don't want to lose it though. He gets 3 SCVs on the Oracle. The Phoenix killed 1 on the natural, and he does get out. Nice, not too bad, not too bad. Phoenix going to pick off 1 more SCV there. Cyclones being annoying, but not as annoying as the Phoenix that are just having a blast. The Forge seems kind of random at this time, but I think it's just like I'm going to invest in getting further ahead. I'm chronoing probes, I'm making upgrades. These are all things that are just no-brainers. There's not like, oh, Hero's heading for a specific +1 Colossus timing. He's just getting upgrades, going to Colossus tech, probing a 3rd base, and his Phoenix see everything, and he knows there's no real threat. What are you going to do? Push me with 4 Cyclones? 6 Cyclones? Like, you know, BYUN has been forced to invest so much in Cyclones. His barracks tech is so late. He has a 3rd command center finished, but this is the sort of gamer as a Terran, you often end up just building tanks and trying to survive, and turtling up and hoping that the Protoss kind of goes to carriers, which, you know, we've seen Hero with some of the most ridiculous decision-making errors in late game of a lot of players. I still don't see him giving up the advantage from here. I see him just A-moving when like charge finishes or something like that and just overwhelming BYUN, especially as BYUN tries to take a 3rd base. Yeah. Oh, is he thinking about a 4th already? Oh, Hero's so far ahead. Guys, you know when the Terran's 3rd's just floating out and he's on 40 workers and Protoss is like, you know what, I'm going to start a 4th base? This is what we would refer to as a bad position to be in for Terran. As in your economy is crap and theirs is not crap. It's in fact very good. This is where we get very technical in our analysis. This is when one player's way ahead, guys. So I would say at least break down like how the player can win from here. Turtle. That's it. That's it. He's got a turtle, guys. Maybe you catch these Phoenix eventually with the Cyclones. But the stim shields 1-1. I guess get an armory soon so you can start 2-2 maybe on time, but pretty starved for resources. So yeah, I'd like to see the starport. Actually, why has he got it? Oh, he's going Widow Mines. I don't like Widow Mines. I don't think that's a good choice for BYUN here. I think tanks will be much better. I guess you could argue skip both and then just build a 2nd starport. Go double Viking production is another thing you could do. You could survive the Colossus timing, some very efficient fights, good enough Viking count. Yeah, you could get some momentum. 4th Nexus is up over there as well. Scan goes down. He sees Colossus tech. Knows what he's up against. Knows he's not getting all in. He's going to go for a double drop out the left side. Revelation barely too late to spot this, but fake prism. Guys, I love that Heroes like, let's send a fake warp prism in right now. I have no intention of using a real warp prism, so I might as well scare him by showing him a fake one. He should definitely move it in Vision of the Deeper. He wants... Does BYUN see it? BYUN sees it in the main base. It's in the main base. He's like, oh god, quick! Oh no! Go home! We gotta catch this prism! He's already unloading that to try and catch the prism. Oh, he saw an observer there, that's why. Now, the prism did just disappear. It was a hallucination, so it's not really a big deal. Don't think BYUN panicked too hard. Ghost Academy comes down, Armory as well. BYUN is absolutely just trying to turtle this one out. Hero's 4th was not that early. He's on 75 workers, +2. Hero's not really building an amazing setup. Like, there's no 2nd Forge, no 2nd Robo. And he's only going to 9 gateways. So what Hero needs to drastically like add tech and upgrades now, or he needs to like make a few more gateways and go kill him. He's gonna make a 2nd Forge and a ton more gateways. So I think he's gonna add the 2nd upgrades, but he's still just gonna play single Robo and just go punch a nerd, and it's a very good way to play. I don't think you can really defend this 3rd base as BYUN, especially without siege tanks. I think if he had tanks, there's a maybe. He's trying to build his 4th on location. BYUN's thinking 3-4 minutes from now how he wins late game, which makes sense. You got to think about how you're gonna win the game. Problem is, defending this 4th base is not just a conundrum, it is a impossibility. It is a no-no. If Hero chooses to move across this map, it ain't gonna happen. 5th base is on the way. Blink's coming in, +2 attack. Few Archons morphing in against the very limited ghost count. Zealot run by on the bottom right side. Looks like, I think the Vikings just killed a 2nd hallucinated warp prism on that left side. I like the Oracle tags, man. Did he just tag the rocks? Yeah, I guess so. Here we go. Zealots coming in on the 3rd base. I like the split. Leaves just a few Zealots behind. Try and get a few more kills. These guys go back in. Hero a little sloppy on those Zealots, but it's because he's chasing the army in the middle. Picking up a few of these Cyclones. Big army coming forward, guys. 3 Colossus, 4 Archons, 1 Immortal. Not that many Zealots right now. Only a few Stalkers as well. But remember, this command center is a problem. BYUN wisely gives that command center up. Accidentally loaded some units into a medevac. As his Vikings get to the front, I think he can scare back Hero. With only 4 medevacs, though, he's got to be wary. Notice how slow the healing is on this army. He needs a few more medevacs, but he desperately needs Vikings. So I understand Vikings are the priority. He cannot be panic stimming. If Hero can just make him stim 2 or 3 more times, Hero can A-move. Oh, Hero's just going to A-move anyway. He's like, why wait? I've got the numbers, son. He's just going to push forward. Archon's Guardian Shield slaying it. The Colossus doing great damage. The kiting back was decent, but he's still very Marine heavy. Those Marines are getting roasted and toasted by the Colossus. And I think Hero just too much of an advantage off this early game, even as a ball arriving on the front. That's going to not land, but it does force BYUN back, which means he's got to stim another time. And every time he stims, he's in trouble. The Vikings get focused down by the Stalkers. The Archon does fall. I don't know if there's a Prism here. There are Zealots in the third base, though, and BYUN. Colossus, Immortal, Stalker, still engaging on the front. The Disruptor's going to recharge itself in a second. It's very exposed, though, as it is on that front line. It's ready to fire one more time. There's nothing to fire on because BYUN has almost no units left. Colossus starting to fall, but Terran is losing literally everything, and Hero ends up winning game 1. All right, well, surprisingly successful Widowmine drop, even though he was running into the counter build. But dude, build a bunker. No bunker to defend the Adept Stalker Phoenix counterattack, and just kind of got overrun, right? Unupgraded Marines. Very vulnerable. They're very vulnerable. Maybe if he pulled his SCVs in front earlier or something like that, but once he lost all those Marines, it was like, oh, too much damage went down, right? Once you lose your core of Marines, you lose your damage output. Suddenly pulling SCVs is a much more desperate maneuver. Now, Hero's doing, this is one of his very first probes. It's a classic Hero move. It kind of shuts down proxy because he gets here before you even start the proxy, so he can always go find it, shut it down. It also usually delays the barracks by a few seconds because it's kind of blocking it, getting damage, and just disrupting the Terran build order. But it does slow down the minerals of Hero a lot. Sending one of your first probes across really slows your build down. I'm on day 2 of forgetting to buy milk and eating a meat pie for breakfast, gang. Downside, bit weird. Upside, very tasty burps. If you guys hear me go silent for a few seconds, I am tasting, getting round 2 of the taste. Yum, yum. Probe here. Too much information, I'm sure people are thinking, but I don't know. It was a chicken and camembert. I think it's like chicken and leek and camembert pie. Some bloody cheese. Yum, yum, yum. Real good. Probe's looking to block the command center, guys. It is only single gas. You can see just how delayed the command center gets when that early probe harass comes in. That sometimes goes down to 138. That was more like 145, right? So you've already got a 7-second delay on the command center. Maybe your Nexus is late, your Cybercore's late. This kind of just messes up the builds for both sides. I think if you're like an intuitive player who just loves interacting, that's a great way to do it. Oh, he's hiding the probe, guys. He showed the probe leaving to the right, and then he looped in behind. So BYUN's going to go looking for the probe outside. And look, the probe comes back in, is like, hello. And you don't want to turn the Reaper around now. You're going to wait for the Marine. But that means this SCV has to delay building the command center, at least by a second there. Marine's not going to instantly kill this probe. And SCV has to run away. 2 more SCVs and a Marine do come down to the low ground. Bunker starts up. Reaper's entering the base on the other side. Starts hitting the pylon as he's so busy microing at home. Don't lose that Reaper, BYUN. And the Marine will catch the probe. Reaper, oh! Does take 2 hits, but he's in. Should be able to see the Stargate down here. It's just down the bottom. Can he get a probe kill? Can't take any hits. If he takes any hits, he's in trouble. And, oh! He just regenerated enough to survive 1 hit. 1 hit point on that Reaper. Clutch. He knew trusted in the regen, man. He's like, I know this regen will get me just enough hit points in time. Beautifully calculated, some would say. Lucky bastard, others would say. A clear delineation in the analysis from the Protoss and Terran fans in the chat. Reaper's going south. Adept's going to come forward. We got 2 Marines there. Cyclone's coming out. Starport starts up as well. Now, Cyclone this early does delay your Starport, but obviously if you're building multiple Cyclones, Marines, Medevac, you're just going for forward pressure, it's a good way to start. And we actually got an Oracle. Told you guys we don't see Oracle anymore because Cyclone's kind of shut it down. It is preemptive Cyclone, which means this is a good situation for BYUN, right? But if he moves out with those Cyclones, Oracle flies in, you can still suffer. Oh, this Reaper. Oh, he's so annoying. Okay, finally manages to surround it, but he sees that there's an Oracle in the way, so that's really good. He should not get caught off guard by it. There is a lot of mining denial time. But a good thing that BYUN went for the Cyclone. You can shut down the Adepts now, push them back a little bit, and should be A-okay. Repairs the Cyclone back to full hit points. Oracle coming along now. Technically, if you dive with the Adepts and the Oracle, you could kill the Cyclone so quickly that this might actually be worth it. Is he going to do it? He's going to go for it. Crazy person. That's what I love about watching Euro. The man has no fear. Just like, let's go. And that keeps him distracted. The Oracle tries to fly in the main, but the second Cyclone is ready for it. It takes a lot of damage. Adepts in the natural get 3 SCVs. They shade into the main. Oh, damaged SCVs here as well. Not to mention, I mean, you got three Adepts, so you don't really care if they're damaged or not. You can one-shot SCVs. Oh, this is so much damage. You can see one of the problems BYUN had is he's kind of damaged all the Adepts, but he didn't really kill any of them early. And that is a crazy amount of harassment damage with just Adept Oracle multiprong. That shouldn't work. He shouldn't be able to achieve that much. Another Oracle comes in. No, gets a fresh Mule. BYUN's trying to counterattack right now. An Adept in the main finally goes down. The Oracle is going to get rid of a Mule, an SCV, and another SCV before getting out. I mean, this Cyclone drop, if you just make a few Stalkers at home, you're good. You got 3 gateways. 3 gateways in a Stargate. I don't think counter pressure is where it's at, mate. I feel like, yes, Hero's supply blocked right now. That's actually going to give you, maybe you could get some good damage because of that. Maybe. But he needs it. He's down 16 workers right now. Dude, I love that, like, there's these little openings that are so unreliable unless your name's Hero. And then suddenly it's like, no, I regularly kill 12 workers with 3 Adepts and 2 Oracles. Like, yeah, no. He was building Cyclones since the start of the game. I know. No, I still kill them. It's fine. Oh, he gets an Oracle, but BYUN's going to lose the medevac, which means 2 Oracles, but he loses the drop, and I think that's a trade Hero's very happy to take. He's building a Phoenix right now. I expect him to start Blink any moment now. He does chrono it. Blink starts up, and he's up on 2 full bases, rallying to a third that's almost finished. Forge goes down, so you got 4-gate Blink. Meanwhile, there is Banshee Cloak on the way. He's like, hey, I killed your Oracles. Maybe I can squeeze in Cloak and punish you. But right now, no siege tanks, no long range damage. The Oracle Revelation plus the Stalkers is a problem for this composition, and BYUN wisely pulls behind the bunker that allows him to match the range of those Stalkers. Oracle gets a few SCV kills, pulls back, very nicely done. Engineering base started up, as well as the 3rd. Oh gosh. Oh, he's only just starting his 3rd barracks now as BYUN. It's 6:15. I'm going to give you guys some benchmarks. 6:15 is a time when it's nice to have Stim +1 and Shields halfway finished and be moving across the map. 6:15 is not a nice time to start your 3rd barracks. Oh me, oh my. This man has had his economy chopped out from under him. Hero's 3rd's almost saturated. And there is no threat until those upgrades I was talking about finish, which is going to be like 9 minutes. Hero can take a 4th base and do whatever he wants in this game. Hero can have his way with BYUN. Oh my lord. I mean, I like that BYUN's trying to exert pressure. He's like, look at me. I'm scary man. Me, scary man. Look, Marine Tank Banshee, scary. Look at the way he's so afraid. Like, he knows he can't actually commit to a push here. It would be crazy for him to attack this base, but he's like, I kind of have to pretend I want to. But now the Stalkers are ready to fight, and he's like, oh gosh, I really don't want to fight this, but I kind of have to stand my ground, I guess, now. Otherwise, the Stalkers are going to chase me home. I feel like the moment Revelation's gone, BYUN wants to run away. And yet he's standing his ground. I guess maybe he is actually committing. And he's just trying to get a good forward position for when Stim and Shields finishes, which is miles away. But look at that, blinking forward. Oh my gosh, the Guardian Shield really helping out. The Oracle does go down, the Phoenix goes down. It's a fake Colossus. And BYUN realizes that, which is really good. So that actually helps him out a lot. That was a bit of an awkward trade there for Hero. Dude, if BYUN wins this game, that would be insane. Charges on the way, and there's 8 gateways up. If you get like 16 Zealots out, it's such an easy hold. The SCVs are here to repair. Bunkers are going down. I mean, if you're going to bring it back, it's with it all in, right? This is probably the right way to play. You're going to repair the Cyclone and the Banshee there. Oh, do not lose a tank. Oh, he got caught out there. Oh, great trade for Hero getting that siege tank. But uh-oh, Immortal on the front. Banshee's going to go down. The Immortal gets depowered. Robo at the 3rd base is such a disastrously bad place to put that. Zealots are coming forward. It's the slow Zealot engage, guys. They're literally marching into battle. They're not charging, they're marching. The slow Zealot Blink Stalker break is successful though. He breaks the position anyway. And Hero, I mean, the game a little bit maybe more chaotic than most players would like, but I think he's broken the core of the position. There's like 1 tank left. Does take out a Stalker there. He's got more Stalkers on the right side as well. I think 1 or 2 rounds of Zealots, especially with charge now kicking in, he should be able to break this. He's repowered the Robo down there. Someone's calling that an Artosis pylon. That is definitely not an Artosis pylon. There's just no reason for the Robo to be on the third base where you're only ever going to have one pylon at this point. It's an Artosis Robo is what that is. Stalkers get gunned down on the other side as well. Oh, no! They do all die, those Stalkers, but, I mean, BYUN's just so all in. Oh, that Medevac barely got out. Barely got out with his Marines and Medevacs. He's building more tanks, more Marines, 5 at a time. 5 barracks coming up. BYUN is all in right now on 2 base, 5 barracks. Hero has 3 bases full. He's taking a 4th base behind this, or at least he's got a probe out there ready to go ahead and do that. Zealots coming in. The Stalkers will blink back. You don't want to throw those Stalkers away. We've got a second Robo, a Robo Bay coming down. More Zealots and Sentries warping in for Hero. And he's got pretty good map vision with a few of these units spread around as well. Yeah, BYUN's hanging in here. He's digging, right? He's digging for some hidden gold in this game. And he realizes, yeah, he can't even find Pyrite. GG. All right. Hero, man. This series has started off very well for him. Now, we're going into Dynasty. It's a really good map to play crazy. And BYUN says, you know what I like to do? I like play crazy too. He's going to block the middle of the map with a very far forward proxy barracks. Advantage to this is if they find it with a probe, they can't really kill you if you're building on this side, right? Only if you're building on the front side, which is really cool. Now, Hero, of course, is just not going to scout and then take the gold base, right? I mean, it's kind of crazy to take the gold base first. I know MaxPax used to build it on the outside. If he wants to take the gold base on the outside, he has to have already sent a probe out. It's too late now. I think he might just take the normal expand against a far forward proxy barracks. Interesting. Thank you, Carson, for the subby sub. Appreciate that, mate. We gonna get a Reaper? Yes, we are. Reaper comes out. Nexus. Core into Nexus. Just generic expand build for Hero. Does he scout after the pylon or does he just chill? I think he just chills. Oh, he's moving out front. He's looking around a little bit. He's like, oh, is there Proxy Marauder out here? You know, he's kind of checking for Proxy Marauder. Sometimes we'll build that up here. Looking around his base. Meanwhile, first Reaper's on the way. Factory does build at home. And he's pulling off gas, ready to build a command center. I wonder if BYUN goes for the gold base. I wonder if either player risks it, or are we just both playing safe, conservative, and not even trying it? Nice, dude. This is really good damage. 2 probes, not bad. That was a lot of mining time and 2 probes. Sorry for the lack of commentary there. I was just impressed. I was just impressed. Command center goes on the gold. Okay, huge risk. What? Guys, Hero is addicted to Stargate today. I think it's an Oracle again. I don't even know why, but I think it's an Oracle again. Oracle into Blink's pretty good because you force Cyclones, and then once Blink kicks in, you can harass this side. Or you can blink up here, or you can rotate all the way around and blink into the back of the main using the Oracle for high ground vision. I'd like to see it again. I like Oracle into blink. It's a classic style. I love how I start this series saying we just don't see Oracle that much anymore because of Cyclone change. And now it's just like, I reckon, I don't know why, guys. I just feel like this is going to be Oracle yet again. For me, Phoenix Colossus feels like it's too turtley and it lets the Terran get away with the gold base. That's why I don't think we'll see it. As I say it, Phoenix starts up. Never mind. I've never really been able to predict Hero's moves, by the way, just in case you guys ever think. If I'm watching, like there's sometimes you'll see me watching a player and I can predict what they're going to do. There are guys who have chaotic energy like Hero and Dark who I'll never stop trying. I'll keep trying to understand. I'll keep trying to predict. I just make very few, I don't want you to have any expectation that I ever understand what's going through their head. Not even a little bit. This is a 3 barracks factory build, guys, which means very good chance of him staying 2 gas and hitting a big mass marine marauder tank timing. He's building a Cyclone, which is odd. I guess because he doesn't know if there's air units coming or not. Or did he actually see it? No, I didn't see it. And the Phoenix are just going to be gathering up at home, right? No, he is scouting. Okay, so he's going to scout with the Phoenix to see what he's up against. So what's interesting, guys, is the 3 racks timing can be brutal, but actually, Engineering Bay goes down. Okay, it's just, I'm going to build a lot of bio and tanks, be super safe to defend the gold base, and then I'm probably still going to add a 3rd gas and a starport, get a 3rd command center eventually with the gold minerals. Okay. a balanced play from BYUN. It's a very safe play, and the reason is because he has to defend this natural mineral line and the right side from Blink Stalkers, which is why he's playing so safe. But Phoenix scouts it, more Phoenix on the way, and it is indeed Phoenix Colossus. Not a build I was expecting. That being said, very Turtley style, probably pretty good for taking this third base, right? The only downside is if they start slow pushing behind the gold minerals, they could probably build turrets there and do a tank push very effectively. Starport's already building, ready to swap on that factory's reactor when it gets a chance. We've got a bunch of Marines and a Cyclone on the left, and then it should be the new Marines rallying out, plus these 2 Marines on the right side. He's just a few seconds late on these extra Marines, so the Cyclone has to come up here with the other Marines. And that's what, 3 Marines, 2 SCVs. Great trade to start with the Phoenix harassment. Cyclone chases him away. Third Nexus still hasn't started. Forge and Twilight goes down on 2 base. Wow. Okay, so I think he's afraid of a big 2 base all in from BYUN. And he's saying, you know what? Taking a third is good, but if I just get like charge and +1, that's more important. If he plays Blink here, that would be crazy. He basically has to rush charge, otherwise there's no purpose in that gold base. And he's going to take the normie third to the top. Wow, Hero just not going... Guys, I have often described Hero and gold bases as like a dog with a dog that hasn't eaten in 3 days and a piece of raw meat in front of it. Like, it doesn't matter how well-trained that dog is. If it hasn't eaten in 3 days, guys, it's chowing down. It's going to immediately eat it. And that's usually Hero with gold bases. This game, he has no interest in taking his gold base whatsoever. And that's an interesting variation from the norm. Double drop picks up and moves out. BYUN is famous for trying to drop through his opponent's units like a crazy person. Tank gets a few shots. SCVs go back to mining as the medevacs try to sneak out the north. Great vision. Look at this Phoenix spread, guys. Hero knows how BYUN plays. He knows he wants to sneak a drop across the map. And seeing no drop here, he's like, you must be going north. The game sense for Hero. But he misses it. He's setting up in the middle. He doesn't see it. Okay, now he does. Now he sees it. Good moves there for Hero. Got a second Colossus about to pop. Charge and +1 are coming in. Now, the reason you wouldn't go Blink here, guys, is you're still building Phoenix. You've got Phoenix for air control. You don't need Blink and Phoenix in the same early game scenario. You know, I know we're entering the mid game now, but it's still a situation where they kind of do the same job. So the reason you'd go an early Twilight is to get an earlier than normal charge, and Hero's economy is not good. Keep that in mind. Third command zone is coming up for BYUN. BYUN's in a great spot. Ooh, lose a medevac with still 3 or 4 Marines inside. Good trade there. Doesn't even lose a Phoenix. Well done. Surprised the Marines didn't stim as they unloaded to try to get a bit more damage, and then the medevacs normally can kind of fly away behind the Marines a little bit. Third base is up. 48 probes against 52. 5 racks are here now. I like BYUN's spot a lot, guys. I think it's a good spot to be in. Hero's playing so kind of generic from here. And it's like, cool, you're going to go 8-gate charge Colossus Phoenix, but BYUN should outnumber you with the gold base boost, right? The Adept harassment was nice, but I don't think it really did any real damage. Units lost tab overall is in favor of Hero. So, I mean, the Phoenix harassment's been effective. It's at least keeping a worker advantage for Hero, but that doesn't translate into an income advantage. Not when you got mules and gold bases going. Second Forge goes down for Hero. His +1's almost done. He is actually starting Blink now to prepare for the next stage. And interestingly, he's going up to only 6 gates. So he's not actually... I kept expecting him to go like 8 to 10 gates very quickly, but with how slow he saturated his third base, he doesn't feel confident yet. And now he's thinking about taking the gold base as his 4th. All right. Goes coming in for BYUN. BYUN's playing super turtley right now. Phoenix managed to get 1 SCV. He's going to grab a few more in the main. I like the cancel on that last lift. Drops the SCV to make sure he doesn't lose any of these. He's going to pick off 1, 2. Don't go for the third. Get out, get out, get out. Good play. Hero grabbing 5 SCVs for minimal damage on his Phoenix. Charge lots are there. +2/1 upgrades getting chronoed. Blink as well. Templar Archives coming in. 4th base is building. Still only 6 gates for Hero. This is the worry is if Hero doesn't remember that his gateway count's so low, it feels like his reinforcement of Zealots and stuff is going to be really weak. Ghosts are already here, so any Archon addition isn't going to have a real kick to it. And BYUN's moving out. Leaves himself open. Man, the Phoenix Harasser's doing a lot. Another 4 SCVs go down. That's a total of 11 workers. 7 Marines dying to Phoenix Harasser this game. Phoenix picking off the gas guys as well. Yeah, this is very frustrating for BYUN. Because BYUN's kind of just macroing. He's building a 4th command center. In a macro game, SCVs really matter. He doesn't really want to do a big push, but he might feel like he has to if he keeps hemorrhaging workers. 3 Colossus are out. Is there a Warp Prism? No Warp Prism just yet. He's got 3 Immortals and 3 Colossus. And he's got another Immortal on the way. So Hero's going mass Immortal Colossus Zealot with a good pack of sentries. The Guardian Shields for Force Fields. A scan comes down out front, but there's no Observer to kill. There's no Observers in this game even. Playing with no Observers always makes me so nervous, but the top players are just so confident with their Phoenix movement, their Stargate Micro. Vikings do take out 1 Phoenix though. You can see the Phoenix stage of the game where they're very useful. It's kind of coming to an end. Hero's up in supply though. 4th base is there. 8 racks coming up. BYUN's going to be at a strong point soon. But right now, when 2-1 finishes, this is a beautiful 2-1 timing. An Archon, 4 Immortals, 3 Colossus, 14 Zealots. 2 SCVs going down there to this little mini Zealot harassment. The 3rd SCV goes down as well. If he can take a big fight, if Hero can just finish maxing out, take 1 big battle right as 2-1 finishes, he's going to have an upgrade advantage. BYUN's extra production hasn't kicked in yet. And BYUN's army is actually smaller than his right now. Which is not what I was expecting with how the gold days... I thought it paid off pretty well in this game. EMPs, first EMP is good. A few more EMPs, very good in the middle of that army. All the energy's gone on those sentries. Only 1 left with Guardian Shield available after this. BYUN needs to buy time and he needs to max out. He's building 3 Marauders and 1 Marine right now. He needs to keep building units. The more stuff he gets, he needs to max out. It's kind of scary when Protoss is maxed because they reinforce so quickly with their mass gateway that they can reinforce way quicker than you. 2 tanks on the right side, nicely done. Stalkers, going to be getting some tank shots on them before pulling back. 3-2 starts up for Protoss. 2-2 finally starting up for Terran. No ship weapons just yet, but he's going for the 7th and 8th gases. Extra gas really important is you want to go to the 2nd starport and the fusion core in the late game. You can see 2 starports on 2 reactors building Vikings. Scanning, trying to get rid of these observers, guys. And what he's quickly realizing is there are no observers on the map. This is the first one that's just come out of the robo and is flying across. Zealot's going to come in, but the planetary's up. Should be able to guard that sensor tower. You could just click the sensor tower and run away, or you can shift-click the SCVs. And look at that. Kills the sensor tower. Nice moves for Hero. BYUN, still looking for observers out here. Don't want to lose this extra command center. Oh! Oh, it's so low. Keeps it alive just barely. Good judgment. A lot of players would have panic cancelled that. I definitely would have. BYUN, though, he's made of sterner stuff. Good judgment on his part. Fusion cores coming in. Colossus, Immortal Sentry hanging out. It is 5 Immortals, 3 Colossus, 2 Archons, 1 Disruptor in the mix, 4 Phoenix in the back. Those rocks not being down makes this position kind of awkward for Hero. The Disruptor microing a bit odd there. Colossus trying to fight Stalkers. If they can get rid of these Vikings, that will be big. Vikings starting to fall right now, but there's still 5 left. The Phoenix are still there, but the Colossus are mostly untouched. One of the Colossus takes a lot of damage. Battery overcharge helps heal them up a little bit. The Stalkers need to shoot down those Vikings. If he can shoot down the Vikings, the Immortal Colossus can cleanse the army. Units lost tab is actually almost dead even within 100 resources of each other. That is wildly close right now. And BYUN, he's going to pull back his army. He's heavily damaged. He needs to let that thing heal up. He's double stimmed everything, guys. Maybe even triple stimmed a bunch of those units. He's got to heal. Hero is going to try and beat you by wearing you down, baiting those stims out. He's got 13 gates up behind. There's 2 more Nexi building. Air weapons. More disruptors building. Even though he's only got single robo, Hero's got decent production and money built up. And this army being so weak is a problem. A couple command centers get cancelled. Not the end of the world for BYUN, but definitely good damage. Hero, oh, he's just going to go for it. Hero activates Guardian Shield. He sees how damaged this is. His Colossus are shooting the building, so he micros them forward. And oh, the Colossus shots are so big in that army. Oh my gosh. Big shots on the clumped up Marines and Marauders. It does look like BYUN should be able to break out, but at what cost? He lost a lot of units, and those Immortals even take so long to die. The Vikings are landing. Hero, he's up 17 workers. He had a good Disruptor shot on the disengage, but good dodge by BYUN. He will be able to punish that Disruptor, but be careful. You are so overstimmed right now, and that is the scary thing, because those Zealots warping in 13 at a time, Stalkers coming in, extra Colossus. Still only single Robo does really kind of hurt for Hero here, as the units lost tab is still close to even. Hero's up 10 workers, but it's 4 base up against what was 4 base Protoss for a long time. Hero has now taken a few new bases, but hasn't saturated them yet. The Zealots pulling back. If the Stalkers can kill that command center, that'll be big. Nice focus on the Disruptor. He took quite a few Zealot hits during it, though. Did BYUN overextend? It's 3-2 against 1-2. His +2 attack didn't finish. He lost the +2 attack during that fight. I didn't even mention that. Oh, God, he's on only +1 against +2 armor Zealots. The lack of attack upgrades are really going to be punishing here for BYUN in this game. That engineering bay going down is actually so problematic. He needs to start +2 right now in this engineering bay. 1-2 against soon to be like 3-3 or something. Oh gosh, that's not good. Protoss upgrade advantage is big. I mean, BYUN's supply is surprisingly close, but he's got to be careful about these fights because those Zealots are going to trade very well, especially if they have a Guardian Shield. Here we go, guys. Stalkers need to be careful. Hero, does he have he doesn't have mining there. He's built mass cannon battery on both edges of the map, but he hasn't actually got money to remax. Oh, he's still ahead on supply, though. The landed Vikings ain't doing well. BYUN just does not have the numbers nor the upgrades to fight there. And I gotta say, sorry, I just saw all these cannons and batteries going up on the edges, guys, and I'm like, that seems questionable, spending all that money on these. But I guess he felt maybe a little bit more rich than he was. He actually built a lot of static this game. This is a lot more static than I'm used to seeing from Hero. Cannons and batteries everywhere. It's kind of funny because it's the one game where BYUN basically just turtled and defended all game. But yeah, Hero just had so much map control. And of course, that last fight, there wasn't really much there. Maybe if BYUN turtled up and got a few more units out, but he was just in such a huge problematic situation, unable to get to that later stage. And hats off to Hero here for amazing Phoenix harass. Got way too much damage done with that. And BYUN, if you're playing that passive and that macro-oriented, I don't think you can let Hero do that much damage. Hero just rolls over him with a bunch of cool harassment, lots of Stargate builds, and I really hope we get to see more of this Stargate Oracle into Blink play mixed in, leading into the World Championship. GG, well played, Hero.